Traveling to new places has been very important for people to understand new cultures, learn new languages, and get a glimpse of what life looks like in other parts of the world. However, the best thing about traveling is that it gives everyone the chance to try new things. Roller coasters, religious temples, exotic foods, every country and every region of the world has unique things to offer. All we gotta do is have an open mind to try as many new things as we possibly can. So if you're an avid traveler with an adventurous soul, you're going to enjoy watching this video. Today I'll be presenting to you 10 of the most unusual attractions in the world. Whether they're quirky, rare, exotic, or perhaps even dangerous, I'm sure you will agree with me that they are quite unusual. Stay with me to see what's at the top of the list and decide for yourself whether you would like to try out these attractions or not. With all that said and done, let's begin, shall we? Number 10. Glass Skywalk, China. You've seen this one in my list about bridges. Not only is it a rare bridge, but it's also a rare tourist attraction, and you can find it in the Zhangjiajie National Park in China. If you think this setting looks familiar, it might be because it served as an inspiration for the landscapes in the 2009 sci-fi movie Avatar. This forest is home to Tianmen Mountain, and it's in this mountain that you can find the largest glass-bottom bridge in the world. The glass is thick enough to hold your weight, along with the weight of all the visitors that come on a daily basis. It will take you about 600 steps to make it to the other side, but I'm sure it will feel longer, especially if your brain starts playing tricks and maybe even produces some anxiety as you begin to realize that you're walking on a bridge that hangs 300 meters above the ground. It might look scary, but this long glass-bottom skywalk has been very popular among visitors. In fact, when it first opened to the public over in 2016, the bridge had to be closed because the amount of visitors was 10 times more than what the authorities were expecting. Now there are more regulations in place so people can stay safe and enjoy this thrilling skywalk. Number 9. Inverary Jail, Scotland. Inverary was a very important county town for a long time. Back in the 19th century, this place was home to the county's jail, where they would hold men, women, and even children. Being a county jail, it only had 12 individual cells, and the place finally shut down operations in the year of 1889 when these small jails were hard to sustain. This location is now a tourist attraction, and after almost 100 years since its closing, the place is open to the public in 1989. You can walk into the building and get a glimpse of what it was like to be a prisoner in those days. There are warders who will lock you in, and you will have the chance to try out the uncomfortable wooden beds and the hammocks where the prisoners slept. You get to do all this while learning about the history of such a unique place. They say there were thousands of prisoners during the time the jail was active, and only 12 of them managed to escape. During your visit, you'll get to see how hard it was to escape from this place and also how useless it was, given the fact that the town is quite remote. Number 8. Bubblegum Valley, USA. They say there is no place like California. If you're a tourist, it has so many attractions that you can't miss, such as the Golden Gate Bridge, Hollywood's Walk of Fame, the Santa Monica Pier, some of the best zoos, and also the Bubblegum Alley. That's right. California is so big and random that it even has a Bubblegum Alley as one of its outstanding landmarks. You can find this attraction on Higuera Street in the downtown area of San Luis Obispo. And what exactly is this place about? Well, it's simply a long alley filled with bubblegum left by people who walk by it. What's interesting about this alley is that no one seems to agree on how exactly the place turned into what it is today. Some say it started after World War II and as a tradition for the San Luis Obispo High School graduating class, but others believe that it was some sort of rivalry between different schools in the 50s. By the 70s, the place was very well established, and soon enough it became the attraction it is today. Similarly, there is also a bubblegum wall in downtown Seattle. I guess Americans just really like to honor their bubblegum with special landmarks. Number 7. Karni Mata Temple, India. Are you afraid of rats? If so, you might not be as excited about this attraction. The Karni Mata Temple in Rajasthan, India. What makes this temple so special and unique is the presence of more than 25,000 black rats that live in it. According to a local legend, the son of a female warrior named Karni Mata fell inside a pond while trying to drink from its water. Karni Mata prayed to Yama, the god of death, to bring her son back to life, and the god finally gave in and allowed the son to come back to life. And here's the kicker, he only came back as a rat. So all the rats in this temple are believed to be the descendants of this unlucky guy who was trying to drink some water. These animals are worshipped by locals, and eating food that's been nibbled on by the rats is considered a high honor. There are also a few white rats among the black ones, and they're believed to be a manifestation of Karni Mata and her sons. According to their beliefs, spotting one of them will bring you blessing, so they do whatever they can to get these white rats to come out. Number 6. Diggerland, UK. Have you ever wanted to be in charge of one of those big machines they use for constructions? I know I have. In Diggerland, that dream can come to a reality. Diggerland is the name of 4 theme parks in the UK and 1 in the United States, where people can ride diggers and JCBs. In these parks, you can ride one of their giant diggers, or even a dumper truck, among other digger and JCB-inspired attractions. They have games for all ages, and between March and October, the host racing events in which participants get to prove who's the fastest at driving one of those trucks. The idea for these theme parks came from Hugh Delano, who is the chairman of HE Services, which is the largest supplier of construction machinery for hire in Europe. It all started with a family day back over in 1996, and he realized that children love the idea of putting their hands in these trucks. After all, a lot of children play with toy trucks, so why not let them play with the real trucks in a safe and fun environment? Number 5. Toilet Park and Museum, South Korea. The next attraction on this list honors one of the most important spaces of our house, the toilet. You can find a toilet theme park in the outskirts of Seoul, South Korea in a city called Suwon. This city is famous because it's home to Samsung Electronics, but a few years ago it also became the first city to have its own park and museum dedicated exclusively to honor toilets. In this place you can learn a lot about the history of toilets, and also some fun facts about poop. Apparently Suwon was one of the toilet pioneers in South Korea. The former mayor of the city, whom some people referred to as Mr. Toilet, is the one who came up with the idea to make this place. His name is Sim Jae-duk, and he has been obsessed with toilets for a long time. In fact, back in 2002, he made a huge effort to give visitors the cleanest toilets during the 2002 FIFA World Cup. He also helped found the World Toilet Association with the hopes of improving sanitation around the world. Besides the museum and the park, he also made a toilet-shaped house. It sounds like he has a bit of an obsession with toilets, and that's putting it mildly. Number 4. Schweeb, New Zealand. Schweeb is an attraction that is part of the Velocity Valley Rotorua Adventure Park in New Zealand. From far it might look like any other speed racing attraction, but when you look closely you will realize Schweeb has the potential to change the way we look at transportation. The ride consists of suspended racing pods on which you will have to pedal to make it move. You can reach a speed of 50 kilometers per hour by using less energy than what you would normally use on a regular bike. Also, you can either choose to race against the clock or against an opponent. All you gotta do is complete 3 laps of 200 meters each, to beat the clock or a friend. It's a very safe and very fun ride, and the only requirement is that you're taller than 1.3 meters in order to ride it. Other than that, it seems like the perfect ride for anyone. The oldest person to be in one of these pods was 84 years old. Beyond being an exciting ride at a theme park, Schweeb's vision is to transform public transportation with green and sustainable energy. Maybe one day we'll get to ride on one of these to go to work. Number 3. Hakonko-eken Yunessen, Japan. I'm pretty sure I butchered every single word in that sentence, including Japan. Hot springs are some of the most relaxing attractions that we can find during our trips, especially if we're traveling to a cold region. When it comes to Japan, they have some of the best spas and hot springs in the world, including the famous and strange Hakonko-eken Yunessen, which is described as a hot spring and spa theme park. Among other attractions, they have 23 different hot spring pools, and each of them is meant to bring different benefits to your health and your skin. The place is so odd and unique that you can soak in coffee, wine, green tea, and sake baths. They even have a ramen broth bath, and that's just both crazy and... I don't really know if that's any healthy for your skin, but then again, what do I know? So if you're into ramen or wine or coffee, you might be tempted to try these baths. Just remember, these hot springs are meant to benefit your body, not for your mouth. Now it's time for the day's best pick. Roller coasters are overrated. They are the most common attraction, but I must admit, they can be very fun and you can never really get tired of them. However, in the picture I have for today, you can see someone out there who decided to try roller skating on a roller coaster. The stunt was dangerous, but successful. Unfortunately, this was not an attraction that was open to the public. It was a one-time event, and even roller coaster engineers recommend that we never try something like this. But let's see what are 2 things that we can try that are quite unusual. Number 2. CN Tower, Edgewalk, Canada. It seems like every major city in the world has at least one famous tall building, and it also seems like every famous top building has some sort of thrilling experience open to public. The one at the top of Canada's CN Tower is among the most unusual in the world, and is called Edgewalk. This attraction consists of a hands-free circular walk around the edge of the peak of the tower. We're talking about 356 meters above ground, which is roughly about the height of 116 stories. Once you're at the top, you'll be put in a group of 6. You remain attached to an overhead safety rail through a trolley and harness system. Once you begin walking, you can push your limits and face your fear of heights in a safe but very scary setting. You can lean back and see how close you can get to the edge without having to worry about falling to your own death. One of the most rewarding things of this experience is the opportunity to see Lake Ontario and other breathtaking city sights from high above. It really is a one-of-a-kind of experience, and you really should give it a try if you have the chance.
I saved the best for last, but first, I have a quick challenge that takes only 5 seconds to complete. If you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just try it, it really works.
Number 1. Dubai's X-Line UAE. If you love thrilling experiences, you probably love zip lines. At the top of today's list, I have the X-Line, which is the longest urban zip line in the world, and you can find it in Dubai, one of the most famous cities in the world. The X-Line is about 1 kilometer long, and you can travel through it as fast as 80 kilometers per hour in a very steep route that goes through skyscrapers and some famous city views, right before you land at the top of the Dubai Marina Mall. There are 2 X-Lines running simultaneously, which allows for you to try it out along with your best friend or that special someone. Overall, the X-Line seems to offer a very unique way to experience one of the most famous places in the world. Those are all the attractions I have for you today. Which one would you like to visit right now? Are there any of these that you would prefer to stay away from? Let us know in the comment section down below. With all that said and done, that's our video for the day, folks, and I will see you all next time. Later, everybody.